YouTube, hello. Welcome to my 20-gallon Nano Predator tank. It's a fish-only with live rock system that I just finished a couple of months ago and have been working out all the details in it. As you can see, it is a Predator tank. Fuzzy dwarf lionfish. Got very, very lucky on him. I've had them before. I've even made another video on their care. And the other one starved to death while I was trying to get it onto prepared foods. But this guy came from the store eating them. Paid a little bit more for him because of it, but as someone who's lost lionfish before for being finicky eaters, well worth the extra dollars. He came with this little baby, I believe it's a Saddle Valentino puffer. Very friendly little fish, not super active, but swims around enough. Just a gorgeous little fish, and I got them both out of the same system eating mysis. The trick, I think, with lions is to get them, the smaller they are, the easier they are to convert. The last one I had was about double that size, and when I pull back, you can see this one's only about 1.5 inches. So they seem to accept a lot more readily the prepared foods. And he is being very friendly because he believes I'm here to feed him, and he is wrong. I fed him this morning. Eats pretty much anything once you can get them trained to strike. He'll go after mysis, he'll go after krill. He gets really pissed off when I drop like oyster eggs or a treat in there for the Valentino puffer because it doesn't give him that strike response that he likes. It's not big enough for him to justify swallowing. You can also see my little blue chromie. There were 2 of those in there. The smaller one got eaten. We're not sure by whom. But the strong candidate is this guy right here. He is the pride and joy of my little Apex Predator tank. He is a stonefish. Not a scorpion or a lion, mind you. He is actually a stonefish. Not a lot of information exists on these. In fact, I have not found any dedicated to the hobbyist who keeps them, simply because they are not kept. Super venomous, same general family as the lions. The one catch on those is lions will send you to the emergency room, whereas stonefish can send you to the morgue. They are lethally venomous. Considered one of the most venomous fish known to mankind, if not the most, and as a result, not often seen in the hobby. In addition, they are very easy to miss. I mean, you can see him pretty obviously, but he's also in a 20-gallon tank, well lit, and I'm pointing the camera right at him. Not a poisonous fish per se due to the bite, but you can sort of see that ridge on his back. There are 12 spines on that stick straight up, and it's meant to prevent predators from grabbing onto his back and eating him. But what can happen, obviously he doesn't move, he doesn't really swim that much, sits on the bottom, people walk by, people step on him, people get injected with neurotoxin, and then they die painfully. He's dangerous, but he's not really going to hurt me. I've messed with him a few times. They're not aggressive, they're very much a defense mechanism. The trick is to know where he is and to have the tank set up in such a way that you can access all sides of it. I learned that the hard way with my last lionfish. They have a tendency to nest, and they always nest under a ledge, so if your hand has to go into the tank, you better know where the fish are. And with that lion in particular, he associates me with food. You can see he's not shy of me coming right up to the tank. He goes for the hand. So, all in all, not a good system to play with. But, when set up properly, can be very safe. You just have to keep a very good lid on it that nothing can escape from, and be prepared to feed at a distance. The other major recommendation I make, and it's one of my biggest gripes that they don't all do this, but these little magnetic floaty things, so when you pull it off, it doesn't sink to the bottom. It floats right up to the surface, and you can recover it. So, they're worth the extra $5. Get ones that float, especially if you're considering a predator system like this. As for the filtration, it's a pretty basic hang on the back with a needle wheel. I spiked the catch basin with an additional bag of carbon and phosphate remover and a little bit of media, just in addition to the, there's obviously the carbon filter pad in there. And then I keep a UV sterilizer in there at all times. It's not always plugged in, but I do large volume water changes from the more established system, and it's so far been very, very easy to keep. About 3 gallons a week goes through it. There's about 18 gallons of water in there once you factor out all the other crap that I got shoved in it. Live rock, only at the moment. There were some snails which I did not realize would be eaten so promptly, but currently shopping for an urchin. Obviously I can't just drop anything in there because if it's small enough to fit in his mouth, it will go. It's where we believe the smaller of the 2 chromies went. And as a fun fact, we found out the other day, he is not afraid to strike at the same stuff the lionfish is. They both strike insanely fast. The lionfish got there first, and the stonefish wound up with a mouth full of lionfish face. About the most dangerous fight I've ever seen. Could do nothing. They spat each other out, they went back to their corners, and now I feed them a lot more deliberately. The stonefish is also used to being fed, which is creating problems. It's very hard to separate them. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Any questions, comments, feel free to post.